Hi, this is Deborah. I wanted to give you a couple hints on traveling. Wherever you're traveling to, I suggest you go to Ginkgo's and get a little copy of your passport. And that is good in case you lose your other one or your real one, and you can go to the consulate or the embassy. At least you have some identifying numbers on here. Also, before you leave, I would make copies of your credit cards front and back. You should do that anyway, even if you're not traveling. And if you're going to a warmer climate, I would go to Walmart, go into the fishing section. There is these little plastic bracelets that have the DEET on it so that you won't have to worry about the dengue fever or the Zika virus. And I put some on my ankle, and I would have one on my wrist, and they're good for about 64 hours. And you can also seal it back up when you shower or go to sleep at night. Definitely make sure you have screens on your windows wherever you're staying. And I would not wear perfume. You really need to be protected at all times. And before you go into another country, most of them do not take your insurance. So you better have cash in case you do have to go into the hospital. And I go to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, and their laws are different. And you have to realize when you're out of the United States, whatever country you're in, you are at their mercy. And their driving laws are different. And so be very cautious as a pedestrian, just walking down the street. Always be aware of what's going on around you. Do not wear your good jewelry. If you have to, get a fake jewelry. You're asking for it. Don't wear any gold around your neck or on your hands, because they do stare. Remember the first time I went to Jamaica about 35 years ago, people would come up on the beach and just stare at my jewelry. So I got a very uneasy feeling. Also, when you're coming back into the States, make sure you've got some U.S. money, because I did come back from the Dominican one time and I forgot I needed money to pay the tolls to get back home, and all I had was pesos. So always hold back a little bit of money. And if you're staying in a place that has a safe in your room, you still want to hide some money somewhere else in the room in case they take everything out of your safe, because that has happened. And it's good to hook up with the expats wherever you're at in the country. Usually they come to a coffee clutch. Everybody meets around 8 in the morning. That is really fun. That is really fun to make new friends. I think that's why people travel, to make new friends. But be aware of this. If you give your phone number to somebody in a third world country, they are going to call you. They're going to call you relentlessly. I gave my number out, I think 30 years ago, and they are still calling, and they will ask for money. Whenever something's going on in their life, they will bug you to death. So be very careful about giving out your phone number, because some of these third world countries, that's how they survive. So be aware of that. Now, I have made very good friends in other countries. I've also bought them refrigerators. I remember I bought one of my friends a refrigerator with a 3-year warranty for 35,000 J's. That's equivalent to about 500 US. Now, when you're at the airport and you're exchanging your money, don't exchange all of it because you're going to get a better rate on the street. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid to do that. I have done it hundreds of times and have never had a problem because you're out in public and there's people, you know, all the way around you, and you get a better exchange rate. And every day that rate could change, if you know what I mean. So the cambio or whatever at the airport is not necessarily your best deal. So let's see. Also, if you're going to the Caribbean, you better wear waterproof makeup, because if you're wearing just regular makeup, it will just, it's useless, you know. And make sure you bring an SPF for your face, because 15 minutes in the Caribbean sun is torturous. Yeah. And when you're packing, sometimes you're on a smaller plane, I guess it's called a puddle jumper, and you have to be very careful of that if you're switching planes, because if you have suitcases that you want to put inside the plane, it may not fit underneath that seat. And if you go under Evine or HSN or QVC, they are making specific luggage that will go underneath the seat. You know, most mid-sized luggage, I guess, you can put in the overhead. But also, double check your luggage for the weight. If you go over, they'll charge you $50. And you also want to make sure nothing sharp is in your luggage. And no glass, no like cologne bottles or anything like that, because they will confiscate it at the airport. So I hope this helped you guys. Please subscribe. Bye.